Hi, welcome to the virtual public workshop for Barnstable Municipal Airport's Master Plan Update. My name is Katie Service and I'm the Airport Manager, and I will be guiding you through this series of the Airport Master Plan process. The virtual workshop video series covers an array of topics associated with the Airport Master Plan process. Today, I will be speaking to you about the environmental overview. However, there are other videos within this series, including an introduction and overview of the Airport Master Plan process, an inventory of existing airport conditions, forecasts of aviation demand, and facility requirements. You can also learn more by looking at our project website. The project website includes PowerPoint presentations, draft chapters that you can download and review and comment on, a list of acronyms that are typically used by the aviation community, contact information regarding the project, and a project schedule and updates. This video series includes an overview of the environment at the airport. To provide some context and background, here's a little history of the airport. It was created in the 1930s and used by the United States Navy during World War II. The airport was conveyed to the town of Barnstable in 1948 for use as an airport. The airport currently manages 639 acres, 140 acres of which are paved for runways, taxiways, aprons, parking lots, rooftops, and roads, and serves as an enterprise fund to the town of Barnstable. The airport strives to be a good neighbor, and a number of environmental enhancements were recently made with the creation of the new terminal and access road. This includes green infrastructure and stormwater treatment facilities for the road and parking lot areas, treatment of stormwater that drains to Upper Gate and Lewis Ponds and on the north ramp use systems called Vortec, stormwater treatment systems. It's a shallow treatment unit that traps and retains trash, debris, and sediment from stormwater runoff. The addition of a 7-megawatt solar array system here at the airport also identifies with achievements that have been made in being good environmental stewards. The solar array allows the airport to reduce our carbon footprint and lower energy costs for the airport's annual electricity needs. Additional environmental enhancements include good housekeeping practices. The airport does not use pesticides, nor do we use road salt on our runways. No chemicals are used to treat runways and taxiways during snow and ice conditions. Spill prevention and stormwater management plans are in place and monitored on a regular basis, and regular hazardous materials inspections are conducted. Additionally, the airport removed a 20,000-gallon underground Jet A fuel tank. This fuel tank was replaced with a new above-ground fuel farm system with secondary containment and 24-hour monitoring systems. We also removed a 250-gallon underground diesel tank. It was replaced with natural gas, and this system powers the airport emergency generator. Lastly, the airport installed an aircraft washing and de-icing pad. When in use, the de-icing pad and aircraft washing drains to the Barnstable wastewater treatment plant. The airport also works hard with hazardous materials and pollution prevention. The airport has had a pollution prevention plan in place for over 20 years. In January of 2020, the airport updated its stormwater pollution and prevention plan, as well as its spill prevention, control, and countermeasures plan. The SWIP, as we call it, identifies potential sources of stormwater pollutants and methods to eliminate or minimize the potential for off-site discharge of stormwater pollutants. The SPCCP plan identifies bulk fuel storage and transfer locations at airport facilities. It provides information critical to the prevention of and response to releases of oil and hazardous materials. Inventories are completed quarterly and annually, and tenants are included in the process. They too adhere to pollution prevention. The airport prides itself in its hazardous materials and pollution prevention. The airport's spill history is nearly non-existent. On average, the airport safely pumps over 850,000 gallons of Jet A fuel annually. In the past 5 years, with over 4.2 million gallons dispensed, the airport has had only one reportable spill. This occurred in November of 2019, with 51 gallons of Jet A spilled from the fuel farm. This was contained with no discharge of pollutants to stormwater and/or surface water, due in part to our response time as well as our secondary containment that's in place. However, as a transportation facility, we are not immune to releases at the airport. Currently, the airport is dealing with mitigation associated with what is known as PFAS that has been found in soil and groundwater at the airport due to historic applications of aqueous film-forming foam, or AFFF. AFFF is currently the only substance that the Federal Aviation Administration allows for firefighting at airports. I will get into that in a few moments. Additionally, we have 1,4-dioxane that has been found in groundwater, and previous assessments for hazardous materials have been identified, as noted below. Let's look at aqueous film-forming foam, also known as AFFF. AFFF, which has PFAS, is used at airports for emergency responses. It is a substance that is required by the FAA, and currently no other options approved for use at airports are allowed. Historically, AFFF is used during triennial training exercises, annual testing of the firefighting equipment as required by the FAA, and during responses to emergencies. Use of aircraft firefighting foam at the airport has been limited. Since 2015, this foam has not been used for exercises or for annual testing. The last time the foam was used to respond to an aircraft accident was in 2016. The foam acts as a blanket, putting out flammable liquids in fire. It was done so in the parking lot during this accident. 10 gallons of foam were applied at the scene. All of the 10 gallons were captured in an enclosed catch basin, vacuumed out, and removed from the site. In an effort to balance being a good environmental steward as well as meeting our federal requirements as a commercial service airport, the airport purchased the first ever ecologic cart used at a commercial service facility in Massachusetts. This unit allows the airport to test its firefighting foam without the need to deploy that foam onto the ground, thus eliminating PFAS from entering soil and groundwater. Of the 639-acre facility, a small portion has been impacted due to historic use, and contaminants have been found. As indicated in the previous slide, PFAS is located in soil and groundwater due to the historic use and application of AFFF, due mainly to firefighting activities at the airport. Again, those firefighting activities in the application of the aqueous film-forming foam is the only type of foam that is approved for use by the Federal Aviation Administration. Efforts are being made by the FAA to find a solution to AFFF. However, in the interim, the airport has identified 2 locations in which soils and groundwater have been impacted. In the summer of 2020, the airport has mitigated for those areas, and it accounts for approximately 2.25 acres. The airport is still investigating 1,4-dioxane in groundwater. And we just recently closed out a reported release at the airport on the north ramp associated with petroleum. Although the airport is mitigating for the PFAS found in soil and groundwater due to firefighting activities, PFAS is located in many sources of everyday use, such as carpets, carpet cleaning products, food packaging, cleaning products, furniture, shampoo and conditioners, cosmetics, outdoor gear, clothing, firefighting foam, adhesives and sealants, car wax, protective clothing, non-stick pans, and car seats. In terms of existing environmental conditions, wetlands and aquatic resources are identified within this slide. The red perimeter identifies the airport's boundaries. As you can see, the vast majority of wetlands and aquatic resources are located north of the airfield. In addition, isolated vegetated wetlands and potential vernal pools also exist at the airport in the northwest quadrant. Again, you can see the airport's boundary identified by the red line. Threatened and endangered species do exist north of the airfield, mostly outside of the airport's property line. Federally listed species such as the northern long-eared bat and the American calfseed exist. State-listed rare species habitat also exists surrounding Mary Dunn and Lamson ponds. Features that do not exist on the airport include FEMA flood zones and wild and scenic rivers. If you would like to learn more about the master plan process, or you have questions regarding the environment associated with the master plan process, please reach out to the project contacts. You can also email questions and comments to the master plan website at hyamasterplan@mjinc.com. Again, hyamasterplan@mjinc.com. Thank you, and I hope you watch the other video series.